scheduled to perform at that event. But she didn't get a chance to because of something that led up to that point. She said in a Facebook post, the promoter of the event has informed, well, me, that he would personally feel responsible if something were to happen to me. According to him, the tension makes him uneasy. He concluded that the common sense decision, and she put common sense in quotation marks there, here would be for me to stay at home. I have performed all over the world and have proven time and time again that I'm an excellent entertainer. She better than yellow fever. Me performing tonight at this event proves nothing new, really. For my own safety and the safety of others, I have chosen to stay home. So you see two things there, all right? First, promoter said that the tension is making him uneasy. And she said that the common sense decision would be for me to stay home. And then at the end, she says that she chose to stay home. Was that choice based on the conversation or the tension of the conversation or the mood? Or was it because of what happened before that? Now, what we're learning is that a threat was made. Somebody said they were going to stone her if she performed. And that is not something that is encouraged ever, 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 ever. One, act, or two, to say that you're going to do something like that. Under that post, it's apparent that other people kind of picked up with it and they were going off on that initial post. And I mean, you could go as far as saying, okay, we're going to get police involved. But, and I'm guessing this is the rationale of the promoter. It is difficult to control, or it will be difficult to control a situation like that, where a threat was made, persons kind of join the bandwagon with that threat. People might be under the influence on the night. You do not know what can happen.
So that was a good decision.
Right? Do you think so?
Yeah, I think it was. Because you don't know what would have transpired, so it better be safe than sorry. Yeah, but in terms of Sita, I think she's a good artist. Because what I gathered from it, I guess, like probably one person saying, oh, she boring. They fed up see her performance. It's the same thing all the time.
But if you're bored, just stand up and don't move.
Oh, don't go to the event.
That does not. But there were other artists who were lined up to perform. If
So,
you are bored by an artist's performance, go and get a drink.
What I gathered is that was some of the responses. Like, oh, they fed up seeing her perform. She does the same thing all the time. Yes, she dances and stuff like that. But I'm like, that doesn't give you the right to put out a threat to the person. To say whether you would do something to her if she comes on stage or what's not.
I think this is beyond Vincentians. You guys need to do better. All right? Don't be making threats at artists. If you don't like the artist, you don't like the artist. If you don't want to see them perform, go to the bar, go get a drink, go do something else, talk to your friend, go on Snapchat, go on Twitter, go do something with your phone, put it up and take a selfie or something. Just find something else to do.
I think, well, from what I was told, I talked to Sita. So I asked her, what really happened? So she said that someone made a post.
Right,
and then
right.
persons went onto it and they were actually agreeing with the post, like, oh, they fed up of her and those stuff. But I'm like, why do we always fight down our local artists though? I feel like it's like a trend. Like it's like something that we always do before the person makes it. Because I remember some years back, even with Skinny Fabulous, when he was just on the scene and things started happening for him, people were questioning his sexuality and all those stuff. They were calling him names, they booed him and those stuff. And I mean, he still went on, he did his thing. But then it's only when after he was recognized outside of Vinci, you know, when Happiest Man Alive and Best Behaving Divorce and all those stuff. It's like we don't appreciate our artists at home. We usually wait until they're on the big stage or when they're accepted outside. You know, there's a saying, no one wants to hear your story while you're going through it. They only want to talk about it after.
The success.
Yeah. So,
only when they make it to the studio.
yeah. But I'm like, when I look at Sita, she's been around for a very long time. She has been around for a very long time. I remember, and when I say long time, back in my Farm 1 days going to school, that's like,
So long Sita singing?
yeah, Sita singing long time. They used to have Clash. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with Fitz Bramble's son. Yeah, what's his name? Terra?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Fitz Bramble's son. He was also an artist. They had a group. They used to always have a back and forth clash. And then they had Rocks Empire. The Lyrics and Dust. Those were some guys used to sing. So she has been around a very long time. You know, she's been trying to be constant in her dancehall because that's what she loves. I mean, she has done collabs with soca artists as well. You know, she has one with Shannon
McKenzie. Yeah, she does.
Yes. You know, but her main focus has always been dancehall, which I think it's not really big here in terms of our local artists.
What?
The local artists don't really have enough influence here.
What?
We don't have, I can guarantee you, do we have at least like 50 songs on that vault with local artists? We do?
What?
Yes. And they were not, some of them are, no, like they don't get the promotion that we would do for Skilly
Well,
Bang.
that is different.
They don't get the promotion in terms of like what we would do for Skilly Bang. We would not put them on a rotation for Skilly Bang, like how we would put Skilly Bang, Movado, Cartel. You know what I mean? So it's also detrimental to her career.
But you also have to remember though that when you talk about music, it's not just about St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's the rest of the region and the rest of the world. So if you're going to limit and focus on, we don't get a push in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, how far are you going to get?
I know, but sometimes you have to be accepted home before persons really recognize you outside.
Who say?
Yeah, if you don't, how do we have to advertise our own?
No, wait, you first have to be accepted home for you to be recognized outside
Not
of
necessarily
SVG.
in that sense. I mean, like, you have to push what you have locally. We don't do that. You think we do?
I disagree with you. I disagree with making it home in order to get out there. It doesn't have to happen because if that was the case, you talked about Skinny Fabulous.
Yeah, he went out.
Right. So it doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
It should happen, but it doesn't always happen. So if you're going to sit down and wait on your own people to push and promote it, you're not going to reach nowhere.
I'm not saying to sit down and wait. I'm just saying that you don't get that appreciation home from your local people. It could kill your career. You'll be like,
it could kill your career.
Yes, it could.
If you're not serious, then it can kill your career.
No, sometimes if you don't get the support that you need, I mean, yes, you have to be self-motivated
It doesn't
at the end
matter.
of the day. But sometimes these things can break you. You have to be real, Crystal. If you're trying at something and you don't get the right energy behind it, I'm not saying probably Sita has a force behind her that keeps encouraging her. And she has mentioned it over time and time again. Her brother plays a big part in her career because he motivates her.
Uh-huh.
Right, so she has that support. But look at the other persons who may not have had that support.
You're not ready yet.
They're not ready yet.
You're not ready yet. If you want to go on the
just saying.
global scale and you are going to hold yourself back because people who you are expecting too much. People who you expect. And that is that, you don't have any control over people's
That
thoughts.
is true. That is true, Crystal.
And people's likes and dislikes.
That
And
is
you are
true.
going to hold that as your limiting belief.
No, you're not going to hold it.
Yet.
You are not going to hold it.
Yeah,
but
ready.
sometimes that little encouragement helps along the way.
It helps, but if you sit down
And ponder on it. I'm not
and
saying...
you say, oh my gosh, it's going to ruin me, then you are not ready yet for the global scale.
That also is true to some extent, but sometimes not everyone has that will and that drive. That's what I'm saying.
You need to get it. If you want to make it, you need to get it.
Yes. You will get it over time. As you say, sometimes you have to be a bit more, you have to be more self-confident, then you go about achieving your goals. But I'm saying sometimes a little word of encouragement helps. It goes a
does.
long way. And sometimes persons don't have that and it detours them from what they want.
Right.
Right. But back to what I was saying. Sita has been very consistent over the years. I know soca is our main focus here in St. Vincent. Recently, I realized that dancehall has taken a very major role in our society in terms of a lot of young artists are coming out there singing songs. But I'm not even aware of some of these artists. Sometimes I hear a song and I'm like, wait, is this local?
Wanna move. Up move is local, right?
Yeah. And that song was since last year. That was from a guy in Mespo, if I'm stand to be
Tyrically,
corrected.
okay, no, that's messful. But there's Tyrically, Terrical.
Yes. What I'm
Sorry,
saying, there-
Terrical.
there's a lot of local artists who don't get a push, but Sita keeps striving. She keeps going for what she wants and what she loves. And I just feel like, if you had a problem with it, don't bash the lady because you don't like her performance or what's not. I mean, constructive criticism helps an artist. If you wanted to say something like, hey, we fed up Sisita play the anger management rhythm when she's performing. Let she Sita, please try something else different. I'm sure she will consider and be like, hey, they're right. I usually use the anger management rhythm a lot. And then she'll probably say, you know what, maybe I need to switch up something that could help boost my, to gain more listeners. And then persons will look on and be like, hey, you know what, we told her about this. Look, she made an improvement. She didn't use the anger management rhythm this time when she was performing.
That is for Sita's management.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, as performer and management, you're supposed to be assessing the crowd. You're supposed to be looking
Yes.
at your performance.
Which is true.
Let's see, okay, we did this time. Let's try something else a little different this time. And let's do this. Let's
because
change up
it's
things. That's what the management
it's
is there
changing
for.
around.
Now, so
It's changing.
you expected me. I come there to gallivant and enjoy myself. I must sit down there with a pen and paper. Okay, let's see. She should have used 2 dancers instead of 3. No. I come to enjoy myself. You are supposed to entertain me.
Which is true.
You understand?
But as an entertainer, you have to look at what is trending now because we're so heavily influenced by social media. And I realized she have even brought out, she did TikTok challenges. She got lashed.
Yeah, that was cool.
She got lashed for it.
Really?
Yeah, she got lashed for it on another radio station. She got lashed and it's like, oh, this is what she's encouraging young girls and thing trying to dance and what's
Oh,
not.
that one.
Yes.
Oh, I was talking about the one with the dogs and loot and they pull up your foot and
Right.
stuff.
That was another thing.
was
But she
another
had a
thing. That
TikTok
was funny.
challenge. She even have one going on now with a fee where you could go on her page and if you put a video to her song or something, you get $1,000 or something like that. So
Only
she has-
$1,000?
Yeah. Well,
And
oh
I
my
hear-
gosh, man, I was got.
No, not only. I didn't mean to say only, but $1,000. And I hear. Okay, let me
And,
just open my TikTok right
you
now.
know, even
I
when
see y'all later.
even when we were talking the other day when we had Ezzy in, he was talking about how we treat our local artists in terms of when they come to perform, even the fact that they live here. You see, when we bring in a foreign artist, we bring in the artists, we give them all these tents and these nice setups. They get a bottle of champagne. They get a
What does that have to do with the threat?
No, I'm just rounding up. It also goes back into a lot. It's not just the fact that she was threatened. The promoter decided like, hey, probably I could put in, well, you don't know what the outcome would have been. And the promoter, of course, would try to defend himself and also the show reputation if something was to happen from what the threat was made. Whatever it stated. What I'm saying is that we have to appreciate the artists here just as much as we accept the foreign artists. Let's say someone had made a threat and say, oh, we don't want a young brother here. Because I saw a post where persons were saying, oh, he can't perform.
And
Them
then
should-
was
and
he told not to perform?
Exactly. He came here.
But was a threat made at another artist? So it says here, let me read some comments, right? Someone posted a video saying if Sita went on stage, they were gonna pelt stone after her. And that video was going around. That's how Vincent and stop always want to pull down. But on a serious note though, I've always said, like, if you have nothing to say, close your mouth. But to go as far as threatening, that is a threat. Even though it might be a joke, it's not a joke. It's a threat.
See?
I hope that they're dealing with it the right way. And precaution, it's better to err on the side of precaution than anything. Now, who's to say, right? Let's look at how this could affect the future. If one person does not want a single individual, a hater, to perform at a show that they want to attend, you're telling me that they're gonna go on social media, make a threat at that artist, rile up some people, because you never know how people are responding, how people are thinking until somebody says something that they don't want to say themselves. Right? Instigating violence. You're telling me that this is the road that we're gonna go down in the future? and having to pull artists for their safety. What, we're gonna put up bulletproof glass around the stage now? What? Y'all just need to cool out. If you don't like an artist, you don't like an artist. Don't pay attention to the performance. What does that have to do with you?
Thing is, too, we can't control the public in terms of how they would respond to certain things.
I have seen people in videos throwing items on stage.
Yeah.
They throw plastic bottles, and that was part of the reason why we have the
No bottle
bottle policy.
Yes.
One, because people get into fights, and two, because they use them as missiles. I mean, they could use other things as missiles, but fundamentally, you don't do those things. Some responses on the Facebook there. Let's
It's
get them.
sad to see Vincy people don't appreciate their own, which I just mentioned. Good morning. I've always been a Skinny fan. The clash used to happen, but Sita has been around a long time. True strangers get more promotion. Oh, it's true. Strangers get more promotion more than our local artists. Look at the song Take Bamboo. That's like it's a road march here. Hey guys, first time here. My thing is, one of the problems with Vincy music, is one, the Vincy DJs play everybody music more than their own. For instance, if you listen to Trinidad and Grenada and Barbados radio station, they play music from their country. And if any music from St. Vincent is played, it's only one or two. I have another one here. If you put the same energy, money, and promotion into local artists in Vincy, the world will have to accept the music. Which I agree.
Here's another one. Should I say this, boy?
Go ahead. Just say how it is. Say it how it is. Say it how it is.
When we had Rodney and Ezzy and Bomani in here, we were talking about management. A lot of things come into play when we're talking about artists and music. Some of the artists do not have proper management. There are several radio stations in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But some of these artists, maybe in proper management, I don't know what it is. And they want to make it. Tell me why some radio stations get music and others don't. And then you want to come and say, oh, we don't get no play on the radio. That making any sense to anybody? Or is it time? The 3 minutes to 8? I feel we got to wrap this up. Y'all need to do better than that. Don't be walking around threatening anybody and threatening artists. And now, how is she supposed to feel, especially as a female artist? Y'all ever do that to anybody else? Y'all ever throw up any threats on social media saying you're going to stone somebody, stone an artist? Would you do that to a guy? Would you do that to a male artist? Would you? Come on, man. Y'all need to stop doing that. Stop instigating violence. Stop it.
Appreciate your own.
And for those who had it sharing and commenting and adding to it, you're just as bad. I'm done.
I mean, you're never gonna be able to stop the critics when they have stuff to say.
You could criticize without being violent.
Yes, that is true. What I'm saying is that sometimes you guys could be a bit more appreciative of what we have. You know, appreciate what we have. You know, support what we have. Make constructive criticisms. Don't bad mind the thing.
Yeah, well, that is all well and good. Don't sit down and wait for that to happen, because that is I don't want to say fantasy, but that is in a perfect world. Don't sit down and wait for it, and don't expect it. Control what you could control. What you can't control, just leave it alone. All right? Let's go. Thank you so much for joining the live. We're going to take the final break of the 8 o'clock hour. And remember, from 8:30, we